Hey everybody, welcome. Alright, so I have a vinyl haul. I'm trying to check for it in the screen there. I got a vinyl haul for you guys. I also added some lights. They're bat shaped. Trying to get into the spirit of the season. I love Halloween. My mom's birthday's in October. My girlfriend's birthday's in October. I'm a Disney pass holder, so I get to see like all the cool Halloween decorations and the food. So I'm a big fan of that as well. In part, that's kind of why I really get excited about the season. And then the temperature changes. We've been having a lot of heat, so I like it cool. We actually had some rain. It's starting to, it's starting to get familiar. It's starting to get comfortable, I guess, for me, because I again really love the cold weather. But so yeah. Vinyl haul. It's from September here. I've been listening to these records all month. Well, with the exception of the Vinyl Me Please record, I've been having that on rotation for like a week. So let's start with that. Let's start with the record of the month. It is Feist, Let It Die. It is Love at First Spin. This is the 15-year anniversary of this album, and I've never heard of this band. Oh, here we go. It's the print that came with it. I left it inside. Here's the gatefold. Yeah, but I have never listened to this band before. It is sort of like a mix between like jazz and pop music. Very easy on the ears. Like, it's just on the B-side. There were some great, awesome songs on there, and I mean the whole album just grew on me pretty quick. A lot of different, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not quite what I expected it. I wasn't even sure what to expect, so I was pleasantly surprised. Like, the first song just kind of grabbed my attention and kept it song after song after song. They really kind of just expanded on the potential of what their sound can be, and they didn't hold back. I mean, there's some songs on there that I feel were, though they were slower, still had a very deep impact as far as like the lyrics and the melody of the music. I don't know. Honestly, I can see why they chose this record. Like 15 years later, it must have made an impact when it came out, because to be remembered and still be pressed again by Vinyl Me Please, there's got to be a good reason. So yeah, they knocked it out of the park. The pressing is beautiful. Seafoam green pressing of the record. It sounds great. And I guess, yeah, they mentioned that there was like alternative artwork, so it's a bit different from the original pressing, which is kind of cool too. But yeah, I'm super bummed that it took me 15 years to figure that this band exists. This is right up my alley. I love the music that was on this album. So yeah, if you feel like signing up, let me know. Sign up, give me your email, and I'll let them know so we can get a credit. The new, they just announced, well, they had already announced the next record of the month. It's actually on its way to my house. Should be here next week, so I'll do an unboxing then. Townes Van Zandt. I've never really owned, I don't own any of his music, and I've only listened to a song or two here and there while listening to Spotify. So it's his first album, so it's kind of cool. I get to start from the beginning. But anyways, want to do that, let me know. Moving on here to the stack of records, and it's a nice stack with one that kind of made me laugh. It's a little beat up, but I got it anyways. Commodores, Machine Gun, and if you look closely to this gentleman right here, it's a very young Lionel Richie. It is a funky album. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. It did pick up the mood a lot when I was just kind of doing whatever around the house. Here is the record itself. The sleeve does have some water damage, or I don't know what type of damage it is, because it looks like it's been ripped up. But it also looks like it was like bent. I was afraid that it was going to be warped, but it actually was not. You can see all of that there in the bottom. But it's not like a deal breaker for me, particularly like when they're so, especially when they're so cheap. And with records that I kind of think are kind of cool just because Lionel Richie's on it. I don't know if I showed you guys the back, but there it is. So yeah, everything I wanted it to be. It's really funky, just really dope grooves on there. Definitely worth a look if you're interested. I got some country. I've been on a country binge, kind of rediscovering some of the artists that I've been familiar with, but kind of superficially listened to. Willie Nelson is one of them. I've never listened to anything from Ray Price, so this is a treat for me. The album is San Antonio Rose. It's still in its shrink. Picked it up for $1. Here they are in the back. Really cool pictures. Love this album. I think it's my favorite one that I picked up. I had a couple other favorites that I picked up from like country singers, but this one, I couldn't get enough of it. I honestly really loved it. You got a cover of like I Fall to Pieces, which is a Patsy Cline song, who is my favorite singer, one of my top favorite singers of all time. So to hear that on there and to know that, well, of course Willie had written, you know, Crazy for her as well. He had sung it, and I'm actually looking for a pressing of that if it's out there. I'm sure it is. But you got other great songs on here too. Crazy Arms, of course San Antonio Rose. Them singing together is just perfection. So yeah, I could not believe that I found it for $1. Here is the record on the nice bright red Columbia label. Yeah, I didn't even check the... Yeah, this is from 1980. So it's a little later in his life. I've been learning a lot about Willie Nelson and what he had done after he left Nashville and moved back to Texas and did what he did. Bringing in all the other singers. Oh, and I'll show you another record that I picked up that has a lot to do with that. The next record here is a thrift store pickup. It was $2. The Tommy, Dorsey, and Frank Sinatra record. You got the really cool embossed cover. Really cool colorway as well. I don't know. It kind of works for me. I like the colors. And here's the back. So it says here that it's the radio years, the 1940 to 1942. There's a segment where he's actually saying goodbye. Like he's giving up his position as a singer for the group and moving on to a solo career. He sounds very young. And it says here, and the historic Stordahl session from January 1942. The songs the night we called it a day, the Lamplighter Serenade, the song is you, day and night. Oh, night and day, my bad. I said that backwards. But yeah, really cool. And it was in great condition. And the sleeve is well kept. It got the really cool silhouette here. Could probably stencil that. It looks awesome. And then like a little picture of like the studio session when it went down. Hollywood Recording Studio. I don't know why, but I think it would be cool to own these. Like if I could ever get my hands on some, I would frame those. Moments in history there. You got a white label. I don't know if it makes it a promo copy, but it's white. And I'm about to rip it. There we go. But yeah, it's kind of orchestral, you know, big band sound. Frank doing his thing. Again, sounding young on this recording. Like I have some of his older stuff, so it's kind of cool to hear that. But definitely worth every penny. Really nice record. The next one here is a complete blind pickup. They looked interesting, so I picked it up. It's the Killer Whales. Again, don't know anything about them. I thought they were gonna be like more gothic, like post-punk sounding, but they were very poppy actually. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. It's 1981, so kind of a weird time maybe. I don't know. But here's the record. It's off the Moonlight Records label. They definitely have the look, don't they? Like, yeah, listen to goth, you know. Anyways, but yeah, for $1, I took a chance on it. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with this record. I might listen to it a little more, see if it grows on me. But yeah, a lot poppier than I expected it. Okay, so speaking of the outlaw country stuff that Willie Nelson kind of pioneered, we have this record here that I've been looking for quite a while. Wanted, the Outlaws. You got Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Jessi Colter, who I've never listened to, and Tompall Glaser, also not familiar with, but they all look really awesome. And yeah, it is an amazing record. It was everything I was hoping it would be. Still in the shrink with the original sticker from I don't know what store, but it's right here. I paid $2 for it. And then the record itself is as nice as the sleeve. Really cool. Just awesome, like really great sounding country music. I know a lot of people don't like country, and trust me, I was one of those people. The only country I would listen to is Johnny Cash. and then I listened to like a lot of rockabilly and psychobilly music. But then I started listening to like Hank Williams, Patsy Cline, Wanda Jackson, Janice Martin, and then Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, and I just fell in love with the genre. And that's sort of where I've been. So every time I find records like these with any of these artists, and I will probably pick up more from Jessi, Colter, and Tompall Glaser, because I think they both sounded amazing on this album. It just keeps expanding. So there's some decent country out there. Just gotta have an open mind for it. This next one here, sort of a blind pickup as well. It is Nancy Wilson's Free Again. Really cool picture of her right there. And then here she is in the back. Don't know much about Nancy Wilson, other than she has a very lovely voice. I was hoping it would be like funkier, and it's got its kicks, you know, it moves up in tempo. It's not all kind of just ballady or whatever, but she definitely has a great range. She can sing. Definitely want to find more of her music. Let me show you the record itself. It's a really weird like silver label, kind of cool looking. Pickwick, by arrangement with Capitol Records. So it was a Capitol Records pressing. Okay, so this next record is a complete blind pickup. It is The Rock Machine Turns You On. Very interesting cover. You got music on here by Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Moby Grape, Spirit, The Zombies, Peanut Butter Conspiracy. I mean, a lot of stuff that I'm not very familiar with, so I figured why not for $1. The sleeve is kind of glossy, which is kind of cool looking too. Yeah, I don't know, but and there are a lot of songs from like these artists that I am familiar, like Bob Dylan or whatever, and the Zombies, that I haven't actually heard before. So I got to listen to a little more of their music this way. And the record, it feels like a heavy pressing. At least it has to be at least 180 gram. Like, well, yeah, I think that or 150, somewhere around there. I don't know, but it feels heavy compared to some of the other records I have. They're like super flimsy. I don't know if you've picked up like those really crappy records. A lot of like Latin records that I found, they're made with like these ridiculous paper sleeves that are literally like the thickness of regular paper. Like the sleeves they're packaged in, and the records are like transparent, and not in a good way. Like they're actual like standard black pressings, but they're so thin and so like flimsy that it's almost like a floppy disk. It's really weird. But yeah, I stay away from those. Some of them I have compromised, but this one is like a solid pressing, so I was really happy about that. And for $1, why not? Lastly, thank you for making it to the end. Is this record I've always wanted to listen to. I've seen people bring it up. It's I don't know. It's Yoko Ono, John Lennon, Double Fantasy. They borrow a lot from different genres. I like the pictures on there. Very beautiful pictures. I mean, if you've listened to it, you know exactly where I'm at, like with how random it could be and how interesting and how decent it sounds. It's just all over the place. They got it for $1, so I was like, okay, cool. Like I finally get to experience this album, and yeah, it was an experience. But yeah, so now I own it, so I'm pretty happy about that. I want to find more of John Lennon stuff. And maybe some Yoko Ono stuff, but I don't know. A lot of people just aren't into her music. But I'll try it. If it's affordable, I'll go for it. Why not? But anyways, so there it is. That's the haul. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you think I deserve it, give this video a thumbs up. That means the world to me. Links are in the description down below. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you guys on the next one.